Alderaan was a core world. It was one of the first brought into the earliest Galactic Republic. The majority of the surface was covered in mountains, deciduous forests, oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams. The temperature was hospitable to most sentient species with an oxygen-rich atmosphere. It was widely known as the Planet of Beauty. The inhabitants of Alderaan focused their ambitions on artistic endeavors in all things. In appreciation of the natural beauty around them, the earliest settlers of Alderaan planned and designed their cities to work in cooperation with the natural landmarks and accentuate the beauty rather than distract from it or destroy it. The beauty of Alderaanian architecture wasn't lost when the Empire destroyed the planet. The delicate curves, sleek designs, and use of white synthstone, all signatures of the planet's architects, inspired metropolises on Lothal, Gerrel, and the entirety of Cloud City over Bespin. The climate allowed plenty of fruits to grow. The Alderaanians cultivated grapes for their unique wine called Tonneray. This was the primary planet in the Alderaan system. The system is named after the primary star, with the planet sharing the name as well. The major celestial bodies in the Alderaan system, in order of their proximity to the central star, are Rasa, Alderaan, which has since been renamed to the Graveyard Asteroid Field, Dalea, Avarendal and its moon, and Avisha. Avarendal is the only planet with a moon in the Alderaan system. Dalea was considered the sister planet to Alderaan. One could see the other planet with their naked eye when standing on the surface of either planet. They share many features allowing life to flourish. Dalea was the only other planet that could support life in the entire system. Dalea was used as a center of industry for the two populations. It actually hosted a larger population than Alderaan, composed of sentient species from around the galaxy to service the many industries, factories, and warehouses. Alderaan had always had a single ruler. The heir was named by the current ruler, but that declaration alone did not make it so. They had to complete 3 challenges before they could officially be the heir. The challenge of the heart, mind, and body were tests to see if the heir was worthy. I couldn't find any specific information on what these challenges were, but I think they were more ceremonial in purpose than actual challenges that could break somebody, as many of the heirs did this at a young age. Before the Jedi Order retreated to have a headquarters solely on Coruscant, there was a Jedi High Council chamber in the capital city on Alderaan of Alderaan. In the era of the High Republic, Alderaan signed the Republic Defense Coalition Treaty. This treaty had all signatory members agreed to provide ships and troops in the event a military needed to be raised. The Republic did not have a military of its own until the Clone Wars crisis deemed the Grand Army of the Republic necessary. Jumping forward in time a great deal, a young girl named Bail Organa proved herself worthy of being the heir and at 16 years of age took the throne. This ascendancy was not without some major drama and a very near-death experience for the young queen. Bail continued a long line of rulers who loved and was loved by the people. Alderaan hadn't been involved in military conflict since the days of the Coalition Treaty. They chose negotiation above conflict. In the era of the Clone Wars, the planet was represented on the galactic stage by Senator Bail Organa, who was also an early ally to many small rebel cells and helped implement the Alliance to restore the Republic once Palpatine took power. Before Palpatine showed his true colors and declared himself Emperor, he was acting as Chancellor of an intact Republic. Bail Organa had Alderaan as a member of the Loyalist Committee, which strived to hold off the galaxy-wide civil war we all know is coming. When the Clone Wars broke out, Alderaan still preferred diplomacy over military action. Bail, with a heavy heart, took control of Alderaan's military. Their commitment to peace never wavered, but they were also realistic about the state of things. They never went all in on weapons, but things militarily were kicked up a bit. They also switched from manufacturing away from creature comforts and more towards practical items. The planet was involved in missions to aid the citizens of the galaxy left wanting due to the countless battles. They extended olive branches across party lines and hosted many meetings for the betterment of the citizens of the galaxy. They practiced what they preached as well. The population of Alderaan skyrocketed with their open-door policy to war refugees from Separatist and Republic systems alike. Bail had always been friendly with the Jedi and aligned with their ideals and morals. When the travesty of Order 66 occurred and the Order was all but eliminated, Bail was in a position to help, and help he did. Jedi Master Yoda, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Bail Organa were left with the monumental decision of what to do with Anakin Skywalker's children. The legendary Jedi Knight and war hero was presumed dead by most of the galaxy. The children were to be kept safe until training could begin, as they were seen as the only remaining hope to restore the Jedi Order as well as the Republic. Bail and his wife, Breya, took in Leia Skywalker, renaming her Leia Organa. In the early days of the Galactic Empire, Bail Organa was still working hard for the galaxy. He teamed up with Mon Mothma of Chandrila, which was another core planet and another founding world of the early days of the Republic. Bail took a step back from the public eye, and his adopted daughter, Princess Leia Organa, represented Alderaan in the Imperial Senate. Bail helped stoke the flames of the burgeoning rebellion against the Empire. Alderaan, and more likely its sister planet, Delaya, being where all the industry was, became the lead munitions manufacturers for the entire Rebel Alliance. The Empire had long suspected Alderaan of being sympathetic to the rebellion. At the very least, they didn't know how far the involvement went. When the plans for their ultimate weapon, the mobile planet killer, the Death Star, were stolen, they traced the plans to a ship called the Tantive 4, the personal transport of Leia Organa. Leia was taken prisoner by the Imperial Navy and tortured for information on the rebellion itself. As a way of punishing Alderaan for their years of supporting the opposition, and to show the galaxy what defying the Empire would lead to, the Death Star fired a powerful beam into Alderaan. The beam pierced the planet, cutting through to the core and detonating it. The entire world was destroyed. Alderaanians, along with many other sympathetic citizens of the galaxy, held vigils in honor of the countless dead. As information began to spread of exactly what went down with Alderaan, the vigils turned into riots. The Empire's plan to stop the rebellion by destroying a planet backfired. Any fence-sitters were pushed violently toward rebellion with this heinous and unforgivable act. As a response to the Alliance striking a critical blow to the Empire by destroying the Death Star, the menacing Darth Vader led the charge to complete Alderaan's destruction by hunting down and murdering any Alderaanians, very similar to the Jedi Purge after Order 66. Leia's response was a mission to find these refugees and rescue them before the Imperial military could track them down. Leia was working in direct opposition to the second most evil figure in the entire galaxy without having any inkling that it was her father. In 5 ABY, numerous ships came together to orbit the remains of Alderaan, now called the Alderaanian Graveyard. Leia used her connections to have major husks of the destroyed Death Star towed to this exact spot to be the base of a new space station where her home planet once was. In Legends, a habitable but sparsely populated planet in the Outer Rim was named New Alderaan. Alderaanian refugees moved there by the tens of thousands with the help of the New Republic, even before it was officially established as the New Republic. The planet was raided and left nearly broken twice in its early history, first by Warlord Zinj in 7 ABY, and a few years later by the revived Emperor Palpatine in 10 ABY. While the Outer Rim version of Alderaan is in Legends, the name was brought into canon in 2016's Star Wars Propaganda, A History of Persuasive Art in the Galaxy. The history of the planet obviously has to change as Palpatine's post-Return of the Jedi story is drastically different, but I like the idea of New Alderaan just the same. The space station being built where Alderaan once was is also an interesting concept I'd like to see explored further. Check out this transmission next for more Star Wars lore.